another get ready with me today for this really pretty makeup and hairstyle, and it is sort of 1930s inspired. I have this really pretty dress which you can see in an Instagram reel and a TikTok. I will link those in the description, and I am so happy with how this came out, so let's get into it. I'm starting off with a clean face and speeding through all of my usual priming steps. So I'm using the Kiko 2-in-1 Rosy Glow Potion to prime my face on top of my skincare. You can see the card in the corner of the screen for my vintage skincare routine. And because my eyelids have a tendency to oil up any eyeshadows if they're left bare, I'm priming with my Wet n Wild eye primer. For foundation, I'm using the Peach Perfect in Snow. And it's time to move on to brows. My eyebrow preference is for a thinner, more arched brow. I really played up the arch with this look as I am going for more of a 1930s inspired eye, and I thought it would look great with some thinner arched brows to frame the look. Now it's time to break out the eyeshadows. I wanted to go for pinks and oranges, so as a base I'm taking this matte pink from the Bésame Sleeping Beauty palette and running that all through my crease back and forth. This will give something for the rest of the eyeshadows to blend into. And now I'm taking a matte bright pink, and we are going to create a halo eye. So I'm applying with a flat eyeshadow brush on the inner and outer corners of the eye and blending in a line into the crease. And I'm leaving a little space empty, as you can see in the center of the lid, that we will fill in later. I'm going over that with a similar shade that's just a slight bit deeper. Now for that empty space that we left, I'm filling it with this beautiful shimmery orange from the Wet n Wild Ice Cream Bee palette. You could also use a setting spray on your brush to give this even more of a punch, but I love how this complemented the sort of shiny orange detailing on my dress. I'm going in with a deeper shimmery pink, and I'm just running that right into the crease for a tiny extra bit of definition. This eyeshadow technique is great for photographs because it really makes your eyes stand out. On my lower lash line, I'm using this bright orange Too Faced shade and lining my lower lash line, and I did go in with a bit of the bright pink just in the very center to add a pop. Eyeliner and mascara today are being done by the wonder that is the Bésame Cake Mascara. This is a product recreated from a 1920s product, and I really love the effect of this as my eyeliner. I hadn't used it before, but it worked really well to create a line along my lashes. And then of course I'm just sweeping the mascara through my lashes as well, and I love how you can build this up. For concealer, I have this new Revolution Pro concealer that I'm trying out in the shade C5. I'm dotting that underneath my eyes, on my chin and my forehead, and just blending out. For my inner corners, I'm using this sparkly white shade with a hint of pink in it. Of course, we have to mattify our face. The 30s were very into the all matte look. I wanted a warm, kind of summery glow to the face, so I'm using the Sweet Peach Glow palette by Too Faced and contouring with the bronzer from that palette. And then using the shimmery, gorgeous, warm peach tone for my blusher. For For an extra pop, I'm using two warm peach shades from the Flower Power blush set. These are matte, and dabbing those along my cheeks as well, and then highlighting with the Sweet Peach highlighter. I'm using two lipsticks by Bésame, 1953's Wild Orchid and 1955's Exotic Pink, I believe those are the years, and using the darker colour on the outer corners and the lighter colour in the centre to create a nice pouty sort of lip effect. I also went with a more prominent Cupid's bow from a more bee-stung 1930s shape. The hair I have set in foam rollers in very tight ringlet curls. And I'm just going to be taking those out, winding them into ringlets. Then you can brush. This is a very heavily brushed look. You want to style it into sort of a cloud of curls at the bottom. So brushing through for quite some time. You might think that you've done something wrong because you have to brush it so much, but you probably haven't. Just wet sets can take a while to form into the style that you want. To help the style form easier, I'm using a little bit of the Lay Right Super Shine Cream. Running that all through the hair and also using a bit of a shine spray. Then I'm going through with a smaller bristle brush. This will really also help me form my wave sections in the front that I really wanted. You can use hand mirrors to check the hair at the back and make sure it's forming into the style that you want. I have some small pieces of broken hair at the front because of a vitamin deficiency, so I curled those into its own little pin curl and I'm just styling that. Use duckbill clips to form the waves into place and then hairspray to the gods to make sure that it all stays. I love the glamour of this look. It was perfect for seeing Death on the Nile, which is what I actually did that day. I wanted to go for a very Agatha Christie 1930s glam inspired look, and I absolutely adore how this came out. I hope you love it as much as I do.